Sometimes our heads look fine, but the neck feels stiff, almost glued on. That usually happens because we draw the neck like a straight tube. We forget that it's a moving bridge between the skull and the ribcage. Today we're going to take a look at the head's connection to the torso. For this we'll need to look at proportions first. Not the proportions of the whole body, but of the torso. And the reason is because when we draw the head and we want to connect it to the ribcage, we need to know how big is the ribcage in relation to the head. So a realistic human torso is about 4 head lengths high. And to build this, we divide the torso in half, and then we divide those halves again. Going from big to small will help us to get close to those 4 head lengths. The first head length is going to be the head itself. The bottom head length describes the height of the hip apparatus, and there are many ways to draw the hips in a useful way, but today we're going to use a simple box shape. And that simple box shape is going to be slightly tilted toward us. That leaves us with 2 head lengths in between. So somewhere in that space you'll find the ribcage. And of course the ribcage is not directly attached either to the head or the hips, so it floats somewhere in between them. And as a good approximation, you can use about 1/3 of a head length between the head and the pit of the neck, which acts as a landmark for the ribcage, and another third between the bottom ribcage and the hips. This leaves you with about 1 1/3 head length between the pit of the neck and the bottom of the ribcage. At the back, the ribcage extends higher than the pit of the neck. So when we draw the ribcage, we close the shape slightly above the pit of the neck. Now we sketch in the ribcage. It's about 1 1/3 heads high. The distance from the top of the head to the pit of the neck is roughly the same as from the pit of the neck to the bottom of the ribcage. Once the basic ribcage shape is in place, draw a small rounded form that connects the pit of the neck to the upper back of the ribcage. It looks almost like a thin slice cut out from the form. This becomes the base of the neck. Next, we draw the clavicles. Each side is slightly less wide than the height of the face. A muscle forms a smooth ramp from the back of the head down to the shoulders. Now, we sketch in the shoulders and their connection to the chest. We're going to take a closer look at this in another video. Finally, we clean up the drawing. I erased most of the underlying ribcage construction since it's covered now, which lets me draw the muscle on top. Here we get the sternocleidomastoid, and it starts behind the ear and connects to each side of the pit of the neck. The neck itself can be drawn like a tube, slightly tilted backward, connecting the chest to the head, and add a few extra lines to the ribcage so it feels a little more solid already and 3-dimensional. We start with a simple sphere for the head. Keep your lines light so the drawing stays harmonious. Okay, now we have a clear idea of how the torso should look. Let's draw the ribcage, the head and the neck to connect everything. Let's have a closer look again. We have the basic shape of the head, the clavicles, the pit of the neck, as well as our circular shape that marks the intersection between the ribcage and the base of the neck. For the pit of the neck, I sketch a small round hollow. This helps me to understand the form more clearly. And behind the ear, we add the muscle that connects the base of the skull to the pit of the neck. Between these 2 strands, we also have some skin and a clear plane change where the lower jaw transitions into the neck.